Welcome, everyone, to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I am Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer? Dog.
Super Wildcard Weekend. Sean, it dawned on me this morning. We're going to get to do a Sunday recap show with Monday Night Props. God bless the NFL.
Let's go.
And that football-hating pussy, Roger Goodell. Happy Sunday.
Chad is fired up. John T. St. Beers, edibles, football.
Woo, ain't smoking my weed. We got to get our shit going mentally.
We do. We have two games today. Of course, I am on the Bills. Gave out the Bills -4. Bengals. What do we? Bengals -5.5. So seems like now most of the places are showing a 6. Kramer also co-signed the Bills at -4, but he is on the Oakland Raiders.
And let me just start the day, because I've been doing it all morning. The kids are like, what's going on? Raiders. Sean, shout out to WinBet for offering this great opportunity. But I took Raiders to win the game. Jacobs and Waller scored touchdowns, 10-1.
Wow.
10. I'm just starting off with a bang. 10-1. That feels pretty correlated to me, Sean. So holy Toledo.
Hashtag correlation. All right. If you guys have questions on maybe some player props you want to throw out, feel free to hit us up in the chat. Other than that, do you got any thoughts on the first touchdowns? For me, for the Bengals Raiders, I'll just give you two easy ones. CJ Uzomah at 15-1, and my boy Deshaun Jackson going to that well one more time at 35-1. What about you, Kramer?
I think first off, like when you look at Josh Jacobs at 750, it just feels nice. But Waller, I think Waller could be the secret weapon. I know we're hearing about Juju and what the kind of secret weapon that could be, but if I'm a betting man, I think Waller becomes a real problem for this Bengals team around the red zone. So I'll take him at 12-1. That feels like a nice price. And if you're asking me on the other side, I kind of like going T. Higgins. I'm going a little chalkier today, 9-1. But if I'm definitely going to have Burrow 22-1 in my pocket. Probably not going to play the Carr angle, but Burrow 22-1. Yeah, he seems like the kind of swag. I watched a piece on him as a kid, and his high school or Pee Wee coach was saying we didn't even call this play, but he saw that there was a hole in the middle. He bumped the center and he ran for 80 yards for a touchdown. So give me Joe Burrow 22-1 to score the first touchdown, and maybe even as I'm coming back to the Waller point, being almost 2-1 anytime touchdown, like back to my DGens only prop or my 10-1 build-a-bet over at WinBet. That feels like a very nice standalone bet to me. Plus 180 Waller anytime.
Yeah. For the late game, first touchdown play is going to keep it simple. I do like Josh Allen at 10-1. That one's pretty fun. Give me a little taste of Dawson Knox at 13-1. With the Patriots, it's hard, but I'm just going to go long shot Jonnu Smith, 35-1. I mean, he's a Patriots tight end at 35-1. That feels I mean, you could go a little chalkier, but I don't know. Damian Harris at 750 isn't interesting. So those are the three I like for the late game. What about you, Kramer?
I mean, if you're going to take a Patriot, it does seem like the odds of Damian Harris at 750 is more than you would normally get for that type of running back. Like, it's so obviously going to be him around the red zone. I like your Hunter Henry angle. I'm big on the Jacoby Myers DFS play today. I think they go down. I think he gets a lot of low value targets, but lots of catches. For first touchdown though, I'm looking at. I actually am going to go the opposite of you, Sean. I'll just play both running backs. Give me Singletary, give me Harris, and then give me the two quarterbacks. Give me Allen at 10-1, and give me McCorkle. It's a playoff game. I think one of the things that
baby fucking wheel, man.
I think one of the things that if you're listening to fantasy shows, you hear about like targets condensing around the playoffs because shit matters more, and you want your guys that you trust to have the ball. I think the same thing happens with the quarterback and the willingness to put the body on the line in the postseason to get the yards or get that easy touchdown. There's always that rushing touchdown for a quarterback who doesn't run available to them. So I'm also going to take McCorkle and just continue the system play. Mac Jones 50-1 first touchdown, which is insane.
Yeah, no, all right. I'll take a little of the Mac Jones too.
You got to, right?
50-1 for the quarterback. I mean, those long shot quarterback, you keep playing those, and he's not Ben Roethlisberger. So Roethlisberger really should be priced at 100-1 if Mac Jones is 50-1. I mean, Mac Jones did put a couple in college. I like the angle there. All right, Kramer, what do we got here? We also have an FFPC lineup we can do as a group. That'll be fun while we answer your questions. Of course, check out, I am rocking, as I have been on the entire week of shows, my Rare Breed Untamed sweet chain that my wife got me for Christmas over on Etsy. Our FFPC lineup, of course, you can only pick one player from each team. 2 teams you're leaving off. Kramer, do you want to start with the quarterback? How are we going to do this?
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up on our screen. All right, so everyone can see it with us. I was wise to buy a shitload of lineups. It did sell out. Shout out to Paulie in the Slack. He was the winner of the $200 free entry into the contest. I see he named his team SGP End to the House or something like that. So
love it.
Love the propaganda. All right, yeah, so as you point out, Sean, basic rules of this game is you can see the positions: quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 4 flex, 1 tight end, 1 kicker, 1 defense. That's 12. There are 14 teams. That means you're completely punting or fading 2 teams. Only other rule is you can only have 1 player per team. Tight end premium, this is the FFPC, so tight ends, 1.5 points per reception. You see, you could play 5 of them if you really wanted to. All right, Sean, should we do this like a draft?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, I'm going to go first because I want this guy on our team, and I think I'm not sure if you want this guy on the team, but I'm going to start. I'm going to make us go hyper different to start. I don't have a lineup with this guy. He gets a first-round bye. Give me hashtag Team Ryan.
Wow.
Ryan Tannehill.
The chat's going to hate that, Ryan.
Sean, everyone's on Henry. And after that, everyone's on Brown. I have a 1 Hurts lineup. I tweeted out my breakdown. I have 2 Allen. I have 2 Dak. I have 2 Kyler. I have Rodgers. I have Mahomes. I have Brady. I do have 1 Hurts, like I said. I think I need to have an Allen, a Tannehill, I mean. I think it's going to be so contrarian. We won't have to worry about being hyper contrarian anywhere else now. We can play our Devontae Adams. We can play our Cooper Kupps. So with that, I guess we'll do a snake. So you can take 2 guys.
Oh, 2 running backs.
Actually, no, just do 1. Just do 1. It's weird otherwise. Then we're going 2, 2, 2, 2.
All right, so you got I'm going to actually fill this one out so I can kind of keep track. So you went Ryan Tannehill. Now, who do we like? I guess we don't have to go super contrarian because yeah. I mean, all right, what do I like? I like Joe Mixon. What do you think about Joe Mixon there, Ryan?
Let's do it.
I like Mixon. And if you guys didn't see, Leonard Fournette is out. He will not be playing against the Philadelphia Eagles tomorrow. So that's a huge break for the Eagles.
Yeah, and I think straight up the Mixon will be the chalk, I think, of the Bengals. But
you think? Because I could see Jamar Chase.
I thought you were going to go Higgins, Sean, because that's kind of the that's a contrarian play.
All right, I'll go Higgins then.
Okay.
Who do we like at running back? Do we just go Damian Harris?
Well, that's very different. Like, that's another different angle. I mean, they're only underdogs by a small amount. If they do advance, it's going to be because of Damian Harris. But it would also then inform our Bills build. And I if you're saying you're gonna say final answer T. Higgins, I would actually first just say let's slot Singletary in there. What do you think about that?
All right, yeah, I like Singletary.
I think we both like Singletary. We both like the upside. I kind of like fading the passing attack. So now back to you. So we've kind of
I took Singletary and Higgins. You can take the other running back.
Oh, okay. Then I mean, what do you think about Josh Jacobs? I feel like my ownership on Jacobs is getting a little crazy, but it gives us Higgins or Jacobs out of that game.
Yeah, I don't mind Jacobs.
I don't know what people are going to be playing out of that game, but again, bell cow.
I think Waller would be the only one that people are playing, really, and maybe Renfro.
All right, let's lock in Jacobs. So we have 2 running backs. We have Tannehill, Josh Jacobs, Devin Singletary, T. Higgins. Very AFC centric. You want to take the next character?
Yeah. I mean, we got to go Devontae Adams, keep it chalk here. I mean, we're different enough in these other spots.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is a fucking beast.
Dare I also say then I think maybe we go Tyreek Hill?
Okay. I mean, are you worried about the heel at all? I guess he feels more contrarian, especially in FFPC, because Kelsey, you get 1.5 for the tight end catches.
Yeah, or and the chat's kind of drawing me in here. Danny Locks point out OBJ. He's a fun way to play the Rams contrarian, especially if we end up stacking that with Ertz, which I think we both like.
All right, yeah, let's throw fucking Odell a bone. See what happens.
I mean, you got to be a little strange sometimes, and could Odell outscore Kupp in a 1-game slate where they're focused on Kupp? Maybe.
Well, especially if Arizona wins, that's a nice one to have.
Yeah, I don't know if I just can't see or what, but there we go.
All right,
So
Beckham's in, and then I'm also Ertz. Again, that one's chalky, but I love that play, especially in this format.
Okay, so now let's see. What are we missing?
We got 2 flexes, a kicker, a defense,
and a tight end. Oh no, you got Ertz in there. So we have Dallas, New England, Tampa, Philly, San Francisco, Pittsburgh left. I've been playing. Do we want to play? Maybe in this one we go Cowboys kicker, and we play Elijah Mitchell or Kittle or something like that. I don't know. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I like Elijah Mitchell. That's fun.
Again, it just seems like if they win, that could turn into a real smash opportunity. All right, so we God damn, I'm choked up over all this NFL action. We have 1 flex, a kicker, and a defense. So are we going to slot in the Cowboys kicker?
Sure.
All right, it's good weather.
The slot. How's the slot?
All right, so now we're down to New England, Tampa.
What's the Dallas Cowboys kicker's name?
Greg the Leg, right? Is it not Greg the Leg?
It's Zerline, yep.
Yeah, I'm looking, just double checking that. All right, we don't have a Buck or an Eagle. That feels like we need to make a decision here in the flex. What are we doing?
Why don't we do Devonta Smith? You want to talk about low ownership? I like him.
And do you?
Yeah.
I was wondering who we were going to. I don't have any Devonta Smith. I don't mind it.
Or we could go. I mean, I guess how contrarian do you want to go? I am high on Jordan Howard. Maybe Miles Sanders ends up being the guy.
I thought you were going to tell me let's do a Buck and then bring it back with the Tampa or the Eagles defense.
Eagles defense, yeah, that's not horrible. Or we just go Goddard. I mean, Goddard is the chalky play, but 1.5 point PPR. He's pretty interesting.
Is he the chalk?
I don't know. I mean,
I like your Smith. I like your Smith angle. I was behind that. I thought he might have to be the guy, and he has the matchup. So let's do it. Why the fuck not? And then who do we take for our defense?
You realize we have no Chiefs, Ryan? Oh no, we have Hill. Yeah. I still like Steelers defense. They're to me are more interesting. I mean,
so we're completely punting on the Bucks. Just confirm that.
Yep. And then what's the other AFC team we're punting on?
Your heart blinds you, Sean. Pittsburgh, New England, Tampa is who we've punted on so far. So if we take the Pittsburgh defense,
we could go Bills or Patriots defense too.
I wonder how chalky that will be. I kind of like your angle of Pittsburgh deep. I mean, honestly, in this build, I'd almost want to take the Tampa deep. Nah, let's go Pittsburgh.
All right, so we got Ryan Tannehill, Josh Jacobs, Devin Singletary, T. Higgins, Devontae Adams, Elijah Mitchell, Devonta Smith, Odell Beckham Jr., the boat trip himself, Tyreek Hill, Zach Ertz, Greg Zuerlein, and Pittsburgh defense. That feels fun.
I have an opportunity for us. I think we completely punt on the Cowboys.
Okay.
I think we take Odell out. That was that felt too cute when you read it out loud.
I agree.
I think we then, with our Rams pick, we go Matt Gay, since we're still wanting to fade them a little bit.
I like the Rams though.
Oh no, that's just me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm conceding. If we're gonna punt what I'm trying to do is find a way to get a Bucks offensive player in here. Just as I feel like it's a safer hedge.
Why don't we put the Bucks kicker in? Oh, you want to put
bad weather?
You want to put like Mike Evans in or Gronk?
I'm saying, yeah, Gronk. Gronk is a friend of the program. How does that look to you? Now we're punting Dallas and New England. Tannehill, Josh Jacobs, Singletary, T. Higgins, Devontae Adams, Elijah Mitchell, Devonta Smith.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Rams, but Stafford blowing it in round one isn't that far off.
I mean, we gotta be different. Tyreek Hill, Gronk, Ertz, Gay, and the Pittsburgh defense.
All right, I like that.
Let it ride.
Yeah, you're right. Odell was too cute.
I feel like that's the big takeaway from this kind of game is you like it once we leveraged ourselves with Tannehill and Devonta Smith, like we probably didn't need to get cute anywhere else, and we really didn't. I think Ertz will be chalk for his team. I think there's a good chance. Actually, we have a fun lineup, Sean. Let's go.
I agree.
All right, let's go. Let's get rid of this, and let's get back to just talking about football. All right, I'm sure we got a lot of questions at this point, Sean.
Yeah, scroll through, see who you like, or questions you want to give out, Ryan. All right, let's see what do we got here. People are talking. Danny Locke said he got OBJ 2 anytime touchdowns after all that hate.
Oh my God,
that's fun.
If he blows up now, I'm gonna be like, God damn it.
That is certainly fun.
What else we got? I mean, what are you looking at player prop wise today, Sean? Anything?
I'm not touching a ton. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, Renfro maybe. The weather kind of scares me off from going hard on any of these. I just did a couple small first touchdowns, which I like. I do think T. Higgins is going to be the guy for the Bengals. So whatever his receiving total is, like 65. I like the over on that. In the late game, I think a world where like just Josh Allen runs the ball a ton is certainly interesting. So maybe even like doing a build your own bet with Josh Allen over rushing yards, Bills money line, Josh Allen anytime touchdown. Maybe if you want to go crazy, throw Josh Allen first touchdown in there as well. That one's super fun.
We love our friends over at WinBet, but it does feel like the correlation algorithm isn't fully matured, and you can definitely like load some things up together that are clearly correlatable. Another angle I kind of like, someone pointing this out in the chat, that it's going to be let's see, I'll throw it up. Andy's throwing out that it's going to be 32 degrees with wind. I don't think that's enough to completely scare me off the passing games, but I kind of like the unders on the yardage for both quarterbacks anyway. We've been discussing this a bit with the potential for there to be the weather. Plus, we have two clear bell cow running backs who I think it's the playoffs. I think the coaches are going to be first timers who don't want to completely screw the situation up by passing too much. So I do wonder if Cincinnati screws themselves a little bit by saying, hey, we don't want to get out of control like we have the past couple of weeks and throw for 500 yards, because that's not playoff football. And I wonder if both teams kind of lean on the running back. So I would – and this is something I threw out earlier. Carr is a guy that you just blindly take the under when he's on the road, and that number is north of 250. I know he's been passing a little bit more, but –
I mean, just he's 0-5 in cold weather. And this again, this Raiders team, I know you're on them, Ryan, but they are, if they get it done, I think they're going to have to do it with Josh Jacobs.
Which I like. I think that's kind of –
So that's not a bad way to look at the game, but, you could do some fun – build your own bets with like Josh Jacobs under, Bengals money line, or sorry, Josh Jacobs over and Raiders money line, or if you want to go the opposite way and, tie in Derek Carr under passing yards, Bucks money line or Bucks laying the points. Mac Jones under 204 passing yards. I'm in on that. I think McCorkle is going to struggle. Again, that's why I like the Bills. They seem to kind of figure him out that last time they played. So, yeah, I'm all over fading Mac Jones.
Yeah, and I know you're gonna say you're pointing out Derek Carr, a California kid or whatever he is, and he's not a cold weather guy, 0-5. I think a lot of people are leaning into narratives with the Raiders that apply to the Bengals as well, right? Like newcomer to the playoffs, Derek Carr has a lot more experience. First time coach in the playoffs. I don't know. I'll take the guy who has a little bit of John Madden's spirit flowing through
He's
him.
one of those guys who will get penetration.
Yeah, to me, the deciding factor is just that rest disparity, where the Raiders just laid it all out on that last game. I mean, they were gassed as shit. They played 5 full quarters. The Sunday night game, now they have to turn around and do the earliest Saturday game. Meanwhile, Bengals were sitting resting all their studs. I could see Raiders getting off to a hot start, and even Raiders win first quarter, Bengals win the game. You could talk me into that, but I do think eventually the rest disparity is going to matter, especially when it's cold, tired. They're able to move the ball. I think the big thing, and we didn't talk about it during the pick show, but the Bengals not having their right tackle could be an issue. If this other right tackle going up against Max Crosby just completely gets destroyed, that is, as a Bengals backer, that's my biggest concern, is that Max Crosby just wrecks the game. All right, shout out.
And real quick, just
Yes.
before you give the shout out, they legitimately led the league in pressures. The Raiders, 2 pass rushers. I'm blanking on their name. Max Crosby and
Ngakoue.
They led the league in pressures. Like, it's not like a gimmick. They led the league in pressures this year. So, I mean, if that I know Burrow's good under fire, but it's generally a blitz thing. When it's just 4, I'll be curious to see how he does.
He stays in there and he gets rid of the ball, but he takes a ton of shots. That's the other thing too. All right, we got a birthday shout out. Shout out to Haley Nash, daughter of Brandon Nash. Happy 9th birthday. Let it ride. Hopefully your dad's hooking you up with I don't know, what do you get a 9-year-old girl, Kramer?
Some scratchers. I don't know.
Scratch. Whatever girl wants, scratchers.
Maybe a parlay ticket for the playoffs.
Hopefully your dad
today.
got you a pony. If not, keep asking your dad for a pony.
Well, he's got to win the parlay to get the pony. Or maybe you take her to see the ponies at the track. That's a nice little angle there. I mean, I'm very excited. I'm definitely I'm kind of more excited for that game than the third match between Buffalo and New England. And I don't know if you want to move over to that, but that
Sure.
to me feels like the game that people are leaning way too much into the coach. And at the end of the day, the quarterback's going to have to do something. And I understand. Like, I've really faded the Patriots, hopefully not to my demise, in most of the postseason contests, because I just don't think the number's right. And I just don't think that this Buffalo team needed
Josh Allen's
abnormal.
dialed in.
They needed abnormal weather to struggle against the New England. Like literally what Colby wants, right? Like, New England's rolling out a triple option offense, and it's so windy, not even Josh Allen can throw. They win that game. The other game, okay. And now Mac Jones is playing his worst football of the year. My only concern.
He's going to be out there in that scuba suit. I fade anyone who shows up in a scuba suit, with the exception of Brady. But here's the difference. When Brady did it, now correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure there's some diehard Pats people, but he didn't also wear the head on the scuba suit. You just look like you look like you're scared of the cold when you're wearing the scuba suit. Meanwhile, Josh Allen is ready to bump like decaf nose beers. He's taking Viagra to keep all his extremities warm. It's a great form of intimidation to just pop a bunch of Viagras before the game.
I mean, whatever you're. I mean, I think all the D-gens would probably join the cold weather teams in popping Viagra for the game today, just to make sure we're all at the best we can be.
You have to know when to come.
I think there's a certain element of perception. Now, preparedness is a hobby of mine, Sean, as you know. So a man who's prepared for the elements is a man who's going to survive. The problem is you're playing a grown man game, and you look like a bitch, and that's the problem. I think if anything, you make it easier for the other team to be like, oh, he does not want to be here. Let's make him feel this cold. My concern with the Bills, Sean. Guys are being interviewed. There's a little of that going on. I know that happens every year, but with the Bills, I'm a little that narrative concerned me because they need 100% focus on the Patriots. But I'm sticking to my prediction. I think they roll big time. In fact, I would. This is the kind of game, much like the Georgia-Michigan game, where I would tell you, look, there are alt spreads because it's the playoffs. And your book generally is going to offer you the complete ladder. So what I would do is I would take the Buffalo minus I don't know how high you want to go, Sean. Buffalo minus 7.5 plus 200.
Yeah, I'm fine. Make it a 2-score win. I see that happening for the Bills. Bills fans are going to be going bonkers. I know people say, "Oh, the cold weather, they're going to get quiet." Not Bills fans. These guys are goddamn maniacs. And the wind doesn't look bad. Andy is updating us with the wind here in the chat. Weather expected to be around 8 degrees with light wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So that won't really impact his ability to throw. Obviously, the cold balls are tough to catch, but I still think he'll be able to get good placement on it. Dave also asking, can you guys upload the old Sean Eagles rant to Rocky music from the 2018 win? At some point, the old podcasts aren't available. Yes, we will get that going for you.
Oh, man, we need like a vault, an SGPN vault that we can start giving people access to. Lots of good content in there, Sean.
Ray Martin's coming at you, Ryan. I don't know what 12th man he's referring to, but maybe the Bengals don't call their fans the 12th man, do they?
I'm not sure what game he's talking about. I was referring the only person I've called a bitch today is McCorkle. When we were talking about him wearing his 9mm wetsuit
Scuba
to stay
Steve.
warm. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as like if you're putting the quarterbacks, like playoffs are a lot about the quarterbacks. I understand the coaches are involved too, but like at the end of the day, Derek Carr and Joe Burrow enter a scrap. I could take arguments both ways, but Josh Allen and McCorkle enter a dark alleyway. Get the fuck out of here. McCorkle's going to be doing that speed walk he did up onto the draft stage. Right the fuck out of there. Right into his Uber and back to his collared shirt fraternity.
Yeah, we're team Josh Allen here.
Yeah, come on.
He's going to have a monster game. All right, we will be back tomorrow a.m. Kicking it off, 9 a.m. West Coast, little Sunday pregame, maybe even talk a little about the Saturday games.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Sean, best of luck to Jake, who's got a $1 to win $2 million parlay out there.
#Legends only.
Kramer, let it ride.